Hover taxiing down at the far right-hand end of the airfield, but about to go straight into its display is the NH Industries NH90 TTH, the Tactical Transport Helicopter. There to 120 knots and straight into the quick stop manoeuvre. Undertaking a maximum power spiralling climb and pitching into an almost 90-degree nose over. So that quick stop manoeuvre is not just for air shows, it's there, it has tactical utilisation. It minimises the amount of time that the aircraft is vulnerable whilst dropping stores or troops off in a battle space area. There are two main variants of the NH90. This, as I say, is the Tactical Transport Helicopter, the TTH. There's also the NATO Frigate Helicopter, the NFH Maritime version. And on top of that, the Sea Lion Naval Transport Helicopter and Sea Tiger Multi-Role Frigate Helicopter, both of which have been bought for the German Navy. Fit about 20 fully equipped troops inside one of these helicopters. They can also transport loads both internally and externally, so underslung, and they can carry out search and rescue missions. But they can also conduct the gamut of multi-role helicopter taskings, really. Casualty or medical evacuation, combat search and rescue, command post activities, VIP transport work and so on. Much of that would be with specific role equipment added, and the German Army NH90s can carry a pair of door-mounted heavy machine guns for self-protection on the battlefield. This manoeuvre known as the hover sideward, aircraft going from 0 to 35 knots across. There's not many aircraft that can say that they can fly 35 knots to the left or to the right. Very effective demonstration, I think, this, Mark. We've gradually, I feel, seen it improve year on year from the crews from Faßberg. And you can see that on the fuselage side sponsons on this helicopter, it says Heideflieger, meaning heath flyers, and then display team underneath, indicating the fact that Faßberg, the base that this helicopter comes from, is in the Lüneburg Heath area of Germany. And the crew today is two pilots, Captains Markus Döring and Martin Mikolajczyk. UH-1D Iroquois, the famous Huey. And in terms of front-line work, the German Army NH90s deployed to Afghanistan back in 2013 to 14 for medical evacuation duties right on the front line. Then from 2017 onwards, they were involved in stabilization missions in Mali, and there was another Afghan deployment in late 2020, taking over from the Sikorsky CH-53Gs of the Luftwaffe, one of which we've also got here in the static display. But these NH90s are also much used in support of civil society in Germany. For example, in November 2021, there were major floods in the German states of North Rhine-Westphalia and Rhineland-Palatinate. They helped with flood relief efforts in the aftermath of those, and in June of last year there was a huge fire on a former military training area at Teltow-Fleming, south of Berlin, when NH90s collaborated with Super Pumas of the Bundesgrenzschutz, the German federal police, in firefighting activities. Two units of the German Army, the Heeresflieger, is its aviation arm, operate the NH90 Transport Hubschrauber Regiment 10 at Faßberg, from which this one comes, and there's also Transport Hubschrauber Regiment 30 at Niederstetten. Training being provided from the International Helicopter Training Centre at Bückeburg. And although a medium-lift helicopter, broadly similar to our Puma 2, I think the numbers speak for themselves. The external payload of this aircraft is 4,000 kilograms, which is twice that of the Puma. And the max takeoff weight is 11,000 kilograms, as opposed to 7,400 kilograms of the Puma 2. In addition to that, additional fuel and a 30% bigger range than the Puma really does show where helicopter technology has gone. We're very well endowed, as it were, with NH90s here at RIAT this weekend, because apart from the German ones, we've got naval variants here from the Netherlands and from the Qatar Emiri Air Force with us for the first time. And as they finish their display, you can see a big hand waving at you. Give them a big hand back. The Flieger display team on the NH90 TTH from the German Army, Captains Markus Döring and Martin Mikolajczyk. But now we turn back to NATO 75, the 70th anniversary of the establishment of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. At the conclusion of World War II, many people hoped